welcome to NDIYO. I'm Nikki, and today we are going to go over 3 different types of aerial hammocks that you can use while practicing aerial movement here with NDIYO. This is the aerial hammock. It comes in different lengths, which are going to be measured in yards. So the length of the hammock you're going to need to purchase is going to be based on your anchor point height, as well as how big of a hammock you would like. The hammock also comes in different stretch resistance. So there's a low stretch, which is what this one is, and there's also a higher stretch, which the fabric will have a lot more give. I personally prefer the low stretch for when I'm doing fitness-based movement, so aerial movement, yoga, much better. But when you get into performance, whole other different ball game. The fabric also has a huge assortment of colors to choose from, my favorite parts, and it's nice and wide. So when you open it up, there is plenty of room as well as fabric to move through your aerial poses and exercises. This hammock can also be rigged at a monopoint, so 1 anchor point, or a dual point, 2 anchor points. This gives you the option, if you're on a monopoint, to add a spinner. So sometimes people enjoy turning in different directions while moving through the yoga class or an aerial movement class. It also is kind of dependent on your space, so it may give you a few more options. But that monopoint rigging is going to have a little bit tighter grab around the body when we're doing specific poses and exercises. So if you prefer a little bit more space in your hammock, a dual point is a great option as well. Point being, you have so many options to choose from to modify your aerial hammock in order to provide the best support you need during your practice. This is the aerial hammock, but we added handles to it. So it's the same fabric as your aerial hammock, but the fabric is a bit longer. So after we tied the knot, we had longer tails, and with those tails, we made handles out of them. It's a fun modification, and if you prefer to have handles for your practice, this is a great way to do so while still using the aerial hammock fabric. This is your yoga swing. So the yoga swing material is going to be more taut. It's almost like a parachute material. So it doesn't have as much stretch and give as the aerial hammocks do. Also, the fabric is typically shorter, so the hammock is not going to be as big or as wide. Most of these yoga swings come with handles. The handles range in length. This one has 3 different lengths. So we have the short guy, medium, and the long one. This one has an adjuster on it so you can adjust the tightness of the handle itself. You can also move the foam handle out of the way. So sometimes you want to use the handle, sometimes you don't. Also, it's 2 separate pieces. So if we want to just use the handles, you can pop the hammock off, set it off to the side. Or if we're just using the hammock, you can pop the handles off because sometimes they get in the way and toss those off to the side. So this is going to be your yoga swing.